Just got out the shower.
All right. Yes. Yep.
Hmm.
That's good.
Okay. I'm gonna go downstairs for a quick second.
All right. Ronnie. Vinny Paz said G Funk was an abomination. Oh wow. I totally disagree. If that's what he said, what would make him say something like that? G Funk was an abomination. Wow. It's crazy. The gatekeeper don't have nothing to do with him not liking G Funk. I know many you know gatekeepers or Jedi Knights I like to call of this culture that love G Funk. So it's one thing we don't like it, but to say it's an abomination, I think trap fucking mumble rap is an abomination, not G Funk. But that's just me. Gatekeeper don't mean shit. I have nothing to do with him not liking G Funk. Yeah, I wasn't trying to listen to that Jim Jones album. I'm not a Jim Jones doing Christmas songs. That's not for me. Let's go. Redskins going down tonight. No, the Commanders, whatever the fuck they call themselves now. Let's go, G-Men. Get in here. First down. Let's go. Happy born day to the legend DMX, the great Earl Simmons. Top three. What's your top three favorite songs? That shit should be easy. Top three favorite DMX songs. Let's go.
Okay, I'm back.
Top three favorite DMX songs. Go.
Top three. Number one, Who We Be.
You have
Number
any
two,
favorites?
Stop Being. You
Yeah.
said what? Yeah, number one, Who We Be. Number two, Stop Being Greedy. Number three, Slipping.
Oh, nice. Okay. That's what's up. The great Earl Simmons, the GOAT. The GOAT.
Oh, jeez. Oh, yeah, today is the Mexican birthday.
Yeah. Yep. Yes.
You said you wanted to talk about a song that came out 3 years ago, right?
I didn't. I just heard it this today. I didn't know you came out with a single
Uh, yeah,
because it's
because I
not on the
was so
album.
busy.
It's not on any album. Or anything. Huh? It's not on any album.
I think it was probably just a one-off single then.
Yeah. Was it about the pandemic or what?
I have to sorry. I have to relook at that honestly. 'Cause I know he did one based on the riots and shit like that too. I think the Ferguson riots, if I'm not mistaken.
Maybe that's when it was about. Cause the riots from the recent riots.
No, I think the Ferguson riot.
Oh, we love to riot about shit.
that's not that's not even no
We love to
lies right
riot.
there.
You know what I'm saying? Just don't when you gonna riot black people, just don't burn down your own shit. Yes, let's go. The Commanders ain't fucking with us. Come on, man. You know what it is, knee boy. We got this game, man. We got this game. The defense has been playing great. You know what I'm saying? I like the ball being distributed to everybody else other than Saquon, but we ain't losing this game, man. Giants is making the playoffs. You can't lose to no team called the Commanders. Come on.
Nowhere to go. Who will come save me? Oh, I'm stuck on the south side. Hey, take a shot. Am I stuck on the south side? You got this album, right?
No, I never bought it.
Oh, okay, just checking.
You got it?
Got you.
Well, it's still
Yeah,
available, so it's still available.
yeah. Once I
Just
heard
the
that he was
first two.
coming back, I had to get it.
Yeah, just the first two I got.
You know what just hit me?
What happened?
Um, what was I about to say? He pretty much dropped an album. Well, one in the '90s, one in the 2000s, one in the 2010s and shit.
Right. So that means we're getting one for this century, then, right?
Probably for this decade, probably.
For this decade, hopefully. It's been a minute, you know. Would be nice.
Sam said Marvin Gaye's "Midnight Love" or "Hear My Dear." "Hear My Dear" for me.
I like Midnight Love. Really like that one. And Hear My Dear is good.
Yeah, I know "Midnight Love" grew on me in recent years.
Right.
The show's wild. You watch that show Southside?
Southside?
Yeah, it's on HBO Max.
Nah, I never watched it. Who's in there?
Um, it has like a bunch of. It's like an ensemble cast. A lot of
Uh-huh.
them are kind of like new actors, but Earthquake, Lil Rel is in it from what I've seen.
Oh wow. What's it about?
Yeah, it's just about people making a hustle in Southside Chicago.
Oh, okay. Is it comedy or drama?
Comedy.
Comedy. I'll check that out.
Yeah, I'm on the first season. It's actually not that bad, but I think some people say it gets better as seasons go on because it's on this third season right now.
Right.
Q said Marvin Gaye's "In Our Lifetime" or "Let's Get It On." Ooh, that's a good question.
Let's get it on.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with "Let's Get It On," but "In Our Lifetime" is very underrated. But "Let's Get It On," I'm not gonna lie, it did have some filler for me.
Right.
Like to keep getting it on, I couldn't really get into that one.
Uh-huh.
"Please Stay" was okay. When it comes to "Distant Lover," I kind of prefer the live at Oakland version, but I still love "Distant Lover," honestly.
Right.
I'm gonna start in about 5 more minutes. I got a question for you, Troy.
What's good?
Um, Luther Vandross, "Never Too Much," or the "Forever for Always" album, the second album.
Never too much.
Okay.
It's a great album.
Ronnie said, Sly and the Family Stone, there's a riot going on, or Marvin Gaye's What's Going On. Again, I'm gonna have to go with What's Going On by a landslide.
Yeah, what's the best R&B albums ever?
It's crazy. I got him idea over What's Going On, but I still love What's Going On.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, him ideas like I'm gonna say that more on that when we talk about the 100 greatest R&B albums and shit.
Right.
Because I don't even know if my number one is still gonna be my number one after I nail down everything.
Right. Might have to switch some albums around. You know what I mean?
Right. Mm. Let me connect my laptop. I'm not trying to keep going up and down with this shit today. So there's a lot of controversy with Jermaine Dupri, Bow Wow, and Da Brat.
The
You hear me? Yeah.
No, why didn't you hear what you said?
So there was like some controversy that happened because Jermaine Dupri recently said that he was the original visionary behind 106 in Park, and he wanted to make that pretty much so people like Bow Wow can be put on and shit like that. Bow Wow pretty much went on social media talking about Jermaine Dupri ain't got shit to do with it, and then Da Brat had to come to Jermaine Dupri's defense and shit.
I never heard of Jermaine Dupri being.
He pretty much told Bow Wow like,
"That's new."
Yeah.
That's news to me.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised because I don't want to be surprised.
Now people claiming 106 Park is already off the air. Now you claiming that shit? You know.
Honestly, 106 in Park died when Terrence and Roxy came.
Right.
Now, I watched a few AJ and Free episodes. But I didn't really come on 106 in Park until Tigger and Jaleesa and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So,
right.
But for AJ and Free would have sold the show.
Yeah. I watched it once in the blue, but I ain't watch it every day. Especially after when I didn't care for Jalissa and Tigger together like that.
Understandable. Q said, I wonder why there's no footage of Marvin Gaye live in Oakland. Not a lot of people like to film shit, you know what I'm saying? They just like to.
Right. People like to actually take in the moment without their cameras out and shit back then.
Right.
You know, which I still like to do. I don't be at no concert with my phone out the whole damn 2 hours. You know. Some shit you just gotta experience without a camera. You know.
I'm ready to start whenever you want.
Let's go.
What's up, you two? How's everyone doing this lovely Sunday night? It's your boy Reg in the building. I got my homeboy Try with me. So today we're gonna finish off D'Angelo month. As you can see, we're gonna talk about his recent album, which is gonna be 2015, no, excuse me, 2014, 2014, Black Messiah, which he labeled as D'Angelo and the Vanguard. This album came out December 15th, literally just past the anniversary and shit like that. Okay,
Yep. Yep.
so
Perfect timing,
December
Rich.
15th. You said what?
Perfect timing.
Perfect timing indeed.
Yeah.
Perfect timing and shit. So yeah, this came out on RCA Records. D'Angelo produced this album by himself and stuff like that. Really Love and Betray My Heart. It was no guest appearances, so you guys know how that shit goes. All right. So like I said before, this was like his first album in 14 years after Voodoo and shit like that, which that was a commercial and critical success. You know what I'm saying? So after the release of Voodoo, he came out of personal setbacks. For one, like he did not really like the fame and attention and whatnot too. You know what I'm saying? Because like I mentioned before, with the Untitled "How Does It Feel" video, that became like his signature song, and people like love that shit mostly for the video.
Right.
And they said that D'Angelo used to get mad when people used to throw panties at him and concerts and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? And he just didn't really want to like be known just for that particular song. That makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So pretty much like a lot of his like close friends, started witnessing like him going through some changes and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of this kind of happened because people forget that his close friend, Fred Jordan, who worked for MTV, had killed himself in 2001 of April, and that's when D'Angelo's drinking got worse and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people just started like turning their backs on him, including Questlove too, and stuff like that too, because that's when he started like they just felt like he was just going down a dark path and stuff, and even D'Angelo at this time didn't really feel like working on music. Like he didn't really feel like working on music because he was going through like a lot of depression. And originally, he was supposed to have came out with an album 2004 and stuff like that too, but that ended up getting scrapped and shit like that too. Excuse me. And like I think Ronnie mentioned that he almost signed to Bad Boy Records like in between this time. Thank God he did not.
You dodged the bullet, D. Trust me.
Right. So by the mid 2000s, things got more worse. His girlfriend had left him, and he was also going through like financial issues. The court, he was going through like child support and whatnot too. His tour manager Alan Leeds, also distanced himself from him as long as his manager Dominique Trainier, and he also got into a car accident in 2005.
Wow.
And the same year, 2005 was just a very chaotic year actually, because he had gotten in a car accident, he had left Virgin Records, and he had gotten arrested for like DUI and marijuana charges and stuff like that.
Right.
And this is kind of where like people saw like those mugshots, and they saw that he kind of gained a bit more weight and stuff like that too. So it just got people talking a lot more. And the reason why the whole Bad Boy Records thing came about was the fact that his recording contract was also acquired by J Records and shit too, which again, thank God he did not sign a J. I have nothing really against J Records, but they have like a different kind of R&B, and plus Clive Davis was the head of that label at that time, so y'all know how Crypt Keeper Clive, how I feel about him and shit, love hate, But towards the end of the 2000s decade and shit like that, he started appearing on people's guest appearances. Like he appeared on Jay Dilla's The Shining album, the So Far to Go song. He appeared on Snoop Dogg's Blue Carton Treatment. He appeared on Common's Finding Forever, which is pretty much the same song as The Shining So Far to Go.
Mhm.
Q-Tip's The Renaissance and stuff like that too. So he was still like doing verse and dropping music and shit, but at the same time, his personal issues and legal issues kept getting the best of him. Um, yeah, man. So it wasn't until 2007. There was also rumor that he was supposed to have came out with an album, but the unfinished track that Questlove leaked was actually the demo version of Really Love, which is ironically on this album and stuff. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? So again, nothing came out. Then in 2008, he had dropped the compilation As Far, which is the greatest hits album of the first two albums, as well as like rare songs. I know I want to say like a couple live songs are on that one too. You know what I'm saying? Songs he did for soundtracks and shit too. You know what I'm saying? So then fast forward to 2011, he had made a surprise appearance on the BET Awards of that year. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people was just like it was so happy that he back and stuff like that. And that's when he introduced like his new band and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, like he had came back and I remember that performance too and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? That was pretty much what everybody was talking about.
Yeah.
So by the end of that year to 2012, he had started like appearing on tours. Like pretty much it was like debuting certain songs. Most notably, he joined Questlove for the annual Bonnaroo Music and Arts Festival, and he also performed at Jay-Z's Made in America festival as well too. Then when it came to like this album right here and stuff like that, it has been hyped up. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Originally, it was supposed to came out in 2005, but with everything that was happening at the time of like the whole Ferguson, Eric Garner cases, he pretty much wanted to like rework it a little bit, and long and behold, that's how this album came about and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is Black Messiah. I love the album cover right here. Very, very dope album cover. You know what
Mhm.
I'm saying? Just pretty much sets the whole tone of what you to expect from this album and shit. You know what I'm saying? I
Nice.
literally bought this album like a couple of weeks after it came out and shit too. So I had to complete my collection and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um. So yeah, man. So he's working with the Vanguard and shit like that with this album. And you had like a couple of people, like you had Jesse Johnson from the time doing some guitar work, of course. Spanky Alfred also doing some guitar. His close musical collaborator Questlove, Questlove from the Roots. He's done some drums and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? So it was pretty much like an organic album to say the least.
Right.
And it's kind of crazy too because when you think about the time period that this album had came out, this that came out like around the time when you had albums like Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly, Solange's Seat at the Table, and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying?
Great
And just like
albums.
great albums, timeless albums and shit like that too.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And I feel like this album really should be discussed when talking about that kind of I don't know that mid 20 teens from 2014 to 17. Like hip hop and R&B was a really good space. I don't give a fuck what no one
Yeah.
says and shit like that.
I think I agree. I think the hip hop in the 2010s was better than the 2000s for me. You know.
Yeah, especially in Matt came out and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I would even throw in Beyonce's Lemonade album and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
yeah. So this album also won the Grammy Award for Best R&B Album in the 50th Grammy Awards, which I feel like rightfully deserved in my personal opinion. He had some competition. He had Charlie Wilson's for Jasmine Sullivan reality show, Leon Bridges Coming Home, which that was a big album at that time. And
Yep.
Andre
Yep.
Day, Cheers to the Fall, and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm so grateful he won that Grammy. I don't give a fuck. And spoiler alert, this is actually my favorite R&B album of 2014 too. So
Same. Same. That one and Chris Brown X. I think those two were like the best.
yeah, that was dope too.
Yeah.
And as of now, I feel like D'Angelo's like the only artist I've discussed where each of his albums was like the best album of the year. Biggie was a close second, but I kind of preferred Illmatic for '94. Ready to Die was my number two and stuff like that. But I felt like Life After Death was the best one. Either that one or War Report. I go back and forth sometimes with those two. You know what I'm saying? But D'Angelo, no argument necessary and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it's Black Jesus. What do you expect me to stop? So this album has 12 tracks. You know how we always do. We're gonna talk about the album, what we like about them and shit like that too. Track number one, Ain't That Easy. Nice way to start off the album. It's a very good song right here. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much, just sets the whole tone of the album. I love like the instrumentation of this one. It definitely had like that avant-garde, avant-garde mixing with like a little bit of very stripped down funk. You know what I'm saying? So this one was a very hot joint.
I love it. Love the beat, the bass line for it. You know, it had like a Sly and the Family Stone sound. You know, and the background vocals was dope, and it was his falsetto was killing it. The chorus, everything was a great song. One of my favorites on this album, like to start the album off, and you don't need no intro. Is you know what you're getting with D'Angelo, so great way to start the album.
Definitely a very great way to start off the record. Track number two, 1,000 Deaths. Yeah, this is a very dope song, very dark song if you ask me. Self-explanatory. This pretty much was written after the whole incident with Michael Brown, who got shot by that police officer in Ferguson. And D'Angelo, this is like the main reason why D'Angelo wanted to rush. Not, I want to say rush release it, but just finish it up a little bit early.
Mm-hmm.
And he also wrote this song after the people what people thought about the Untitled How Does It Feel music video and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? And he
Right.
felt like how he had conflicted feelings. He had conflicted feelings about being a sex symbol while there's like a lot of injustice going around in the world today. You know what I'm saying? And I like how the song opens up with the Khalid Abdul Muhammad and Fred Hampton speaking and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy too because D'Angelo's engineer Ben Kane gave him the recording of those, gave him the recordings and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? As
Right.
as a VHS tape and shit too. So see, people still use VHSs and shit too. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah. Oh
yeah,
yeah.
man, very very dope song, very deep song, in my personal opinion, classic.
This was a real I felt like you wanted to make a statement with this song. It was real noisy. You got TV clips playing, and the start of the track. It had the guitars, the beat. This was like one of those statement tracks. You know what I'm saying? It was like to grab people's attention and really make the listener understand what he was trying to convey on the song, and you know um it was a terrible thing that happened to Michael Brown, and you know I remember when Prince did a song, the Baltimore song. That was,
Baltimore.
yeah, that was a tribute to Michael. And there was a lot of people that was making tribute songs and protesting and rallying, and it was just something that should have never happened. You know what I'm saying? And unfortunately, it's happened too many times with our people. You know what I'm saying? And at some point, that shit got to stop. And this was a great a great track to capsule that moment, unfortunately in Black history. So
Right. Yeah, man. And it's always welcomes my heart when you see how people just doing shit like this and
right,
stuff like that too. But at the same time, it's just like I feel like we shouldn't just wait until somebody gets gunned down by the police sometimes.
right,
Because look at groups like Public Enemy, look at groups
hmm
like Bad Brains and stuff like that too. Hell, Gil Scott Heron, they were always
right,
on that shit. And I'm not trying to discredit D'Angelo whatsoever because D'Angelo's discography, he's always talked about stuff like this. But
right,
you have those motherfuckers who do this shit just for the moment of today. Like anytime they hear a black person getting killed and stuff like that, it's always, oh fuck this, fuck that. You know what I'm saying?
right,
But you want to promote this for your album and stuff like that, then the next
mhm,
album's always it's just back to the bullshit.
right.
Not doing
That's,
it for
that's
people.
that's the thing is like there's as long as it's organic and it's unintended and it's not a promotional scheme. Public Enemy was all about black rights, poor righteous teachers, X Clan. Even
The
when you
Clash,
listen to, huh?
the Clash too.
Right. Even when you listen to NWA, fuck the police. That is a classic song because of what they were, going through in the hood. You know what I'm saying? What people go through in the hood with the cops, and it's an everyday thing, and black people are tired of it. I mean, I've been through that. I'm sure a lot of everybody is of color has been through that. I've been through that more than once with the cops. You know what I'm saying?
Same.
And people are tired of that shit. And it's just time for a change. You know what I'm saying? And it's we can't keep having every few years a Trayvon Martin or Michael Brown or Breonna Taylor, or George Floyd over and over again. It's enough is enough, and it was just time. And as long as the artists, you know, with their song and it's genuine and it's not, oh well, I got a new album dropping in a couple months. Here's a tribute song to this, event that took place that was unfortunate. You know what I'm saying? I don't like when artists do that. It has to be like genuine and from the heart. We Are the World was a genuine thing. You know what I'm saying? When they donated all that money for the kids in Ethiopia, that was a genuine thing. You got kids in Ethiopia that dying from starvation. Meanwhile, this country got a bunch of fat asses, and every commercial is a food or something to do with food. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it's such a historic song because it was a genuine thing. Michael Jackson for all the shit that they talked about with Michael. Michael donated millions of his own money, mind you, to charity. You know what I'm saying? And he could have said he didn't have to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? So as long as the when the artists do something like this, it's genuine and it doesn't feel forced or you know there's some promotion behind it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, I definitely agree with you 100% and shit too. Oh shit, Mike's here. What's up,
Mike's
Mike?
talking. What's up, Mike? You talking
What's
D'Angelo
good?
with us tonight? What's good?
What's good, yo?
Yeah, man. How you been? Can you hear me? I think his mic is messed up.
Yeah, I can hear
But
you.
yeah, man. So how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about you?
Chilling.
Hey man, it's chilling. It's chilling, man. I had a
Yeah,
long day.
man.
Just want to unwind right now.
I hear you.
hmm But yeah, man. Now we're about to get into the charade. It's track number 3. A very, very heavy track right here. He's pretty much just talking about black experiences, from like the civil rights movement up to today, how we always feel like we've always been Injustice and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is a very, very dope song. I love the drums that was used on the song. Questlove
Mhm.
definitely did his things on that department and shit too. You know what I'm saying? The beats kind of reminds me of something I would have heard on like the Roots Game Theory album for some reason. You know what I'm saying?
Really? You don't hear Prince on this own track?
I mean, I hear elements of Prince, but not. I hear more elements of Sly and the Family Stone when it comes to this album. I feel like Voodoo. I
Mhm.
heard more Prince's influence and stuff.
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I definitely hear Sly and Prince on here. You know, it was a melodic rock sound. The beat was great. The guitars, the bass line, definitely enjoyed it. The
Yeah,
Roots. What was that album? Game Theory. Game Theory was an underrated album from them.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? I don't hear a lot of their fans mention that album. You know, like they have their classics and then they got their albums that went under the radar. That was good. But yeah, Game Theory was
right.
a good album.
Yeah, man. Game Theory. That might be. I actually like that a bit better than Phonology, to be real with you.
Really? Oh man, I like
Yeah,
Chronology. I didn't start off. Some albums or even with movies, you don't start off liking them and then years later they grow on you. The Chronology
yeah.
was an album that grew on me. I didn't when I first got it, I didn't like all the songs on there,
Same.
but years that went by, 15 years that went by, I think it's been 20 years now. It's become one of my favorite Roots albums.
Yeah, because like it's like what we talked about with the discography breakdown. The Phonology album and Tipping Point, I kind of felt like that was the Roots acceleration to doing more experimental works because
Yeah.
I've always felt like the organics up to Things Fall Apart, even though Things Fall Apart had a bit more of an R&B-ish kind of sound, that was what I feel like was it like the jazzy period and stuff too.
Right.
But Phonology and Tipping Point was like their alternative
Hmm.
avant-garde, you know what I'm saying? I would even say Soulquarians-esque kind of vibe and shit like that.
Yeah. I think that's why I didn't like it at first because it was just different from Things Fall Apart and the earlier albums.
Right. I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I don't blame you at all. Because when I first heard like Rising Down and Game Theory, I liked those instantly. To be real with you,
Right.
because it was just like the sound got a bit more darker and
Hmm.
political and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
even though Malik B's absence was felt during that time and shit like that, I feel
Right.
like they still held it together
Oh yeah.
up to that point. You know,
They had Black Thought, so that's all you need. You know.
niggas act like Black Thought was the only rapper from the Roots, man. Y'all need to give Malik B some love and shit.
Dice Raw did his
But
thing
I
too.
hear what you're saying too. Trust me.
Dice Raw has always been dope. You know
Dice
what I'm
was
saying?
dope too. Yeah,
Yeah. You know.
yeah, Dice was dope too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just. But I don't know. I have nothing against Black Thought. Don't get me wrong. But niggas just be like Black Thought, Black Thought. I'm just like y'all don't
It's
give
it's the
Dice
it's
and
the
Malik B.
newer. You know what it is? It's the newer generation that didn't grow up on their earlier stuff. So when they hear Black Thought, he don't sound like
Right,
nobody that's out now. And this dude is just spitting bars, and he's done that from day one. So when the newer generation hear him, it's like, oh, that's why he's getting the new fanfare. Same thing with Run the Jewels because they didn't grow up on company flow back then. So
right.
when they hear Killer Mike and LP, it's new to them. We know them already, you know.
Yeah, you make a good point on that shit, bro.
Yeah. Same thing with Nas. Nas has been doing this since Live at the Barbecue. We know what Nas is gonna bring. The newer generation ain't they don't know Nas like that. So to them, it's like when they hear King's disease, it's like that's like they're illmatic to them. You know what I'm saying? So that's why a lot
Mm,
of these heads now is getting the fanfare all over again.
well, I kind of felt like with Nas, his popularity has always stayed consistent and stuff like that. That's just me
He's made some.
personally.
He's made some shitty albums though.
He
You know
has
that
made some shitty albums, but
he
his
wasn't getting that
legend,
fanfare when he was dropping Street Disciple and Hip Hop Is Dead and all that. He wasn't.
yeah, I get
When
that,
you
but
hook
at
up
that
with
same time,
Hit Boy is a main reason because Hit Boy worked with a lot of the mainstream artists. So now when you got a mainstream producer working with a legend like Nas, his fan base is gonna want to check out who Nas is. This is the dude that remember he did an album with Big Sean. So you're gonna have Big Sean fans go to Nas and say, oh well, Hit Boy working with Nas, let me check this out. You know what I'm saying?
understandable.
He's making his best music now in years. He hasn't done this. Let's not act like Nas has always been dropping, great albums because he hasn't. At one point he did, and then he fell off, and then he found himself and came back.
Facts.
You know,
Alrighty, yeah. Good point though. Very good point. All right, so right now we are going to be at Sugar Daddy. Sugar Daddy. This was a pretty cool song. Actually, one of my favorites when it comes to this album. Love that beat, man. That fucking beat was so organic and whatnot and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much what I got from this song is just like pretty much him pretty much, trying to get with this girl, but the girls kind of like have a very materialistic vibe, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Very cool song in my personal opinion. It is very seductive without actually saying it's seductive, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I love it.
Hey, this was a banger. I wish this was a single because I definitely enjoyed. It had that D'Angelo sound, the dope piano loop and the beat and the horns in it. It had like a doo-wop hip hop, feel to it. It was real bluesy, and then like the song goes up different keys while D'Angelo was singing, and this was a great song. I definitely one of my favorites on this album.
I definitely agree with you. All right. Next song is Really Love. This is actually my favorite song on this album. And like I mentioned before, this is actually one of the earliest songs recorded for this album, as Questlove leaked the unfinished version and stuff like that too, which that caused like more of the relationship at that time being more strained and stuff like that. And he pretty much nailed when he returned and shit too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this is a very dope song. Nice little love song in a way and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Just vintage D'Angelo right here and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? I love it.
Definitely another banger. You got like a woman speaking Spanish in the beginning, and you got Spanish guitars being played in the background, and the beat was fire. The bass line, beautiful strings on it. It was a great track. Great single, and definitely one of my favorites again on this album.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you with that. Um, Next track we're going to talk about is Back to the Future Part One.
Yeah,
Um,
not the movie.
yeah, not the movie. Nice little funk, nice little funk song right here and shit like that too. You know what I'm saying? Love the rhythm of this track. Yeah, I definitely feel like this song was definitely a very dope track.
Yeah, I like it. The beat, the guitar strings on it. You got D'Angelo saying, I just want to go back, baby, back to the way it was. And I think people could relate to that when sometimes you might want to go back to the future and change things or wish, this era was still the same. And this was a great track. Definitely enjoyed this one. And then there's a sequel that we'll talk about.
Right. All right. Next track is Till It's Done Tutu. Um, Very, very, very cool song right here as well. You know what I'm saying? Not my favorites off this record. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, it's not a bad record to say the least. You know what I'm saying? I love the dreamy melody that this song has brought us and stuff too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I fucking love it.
This was a banger too. Definitely enjoyed this one. The beat was knocking, the hi hats on it, the guitars. This was dope. Why did he name it Tutu? Is that like a shout out to like Desmond Tutu or what is that about?
I've been trying to find that out too, for be real with you.
Right.
Yeah, it's a cool song. Track number 8. Yeah, track 8. We got his prayer. You know what I'm saying? This was another very dope song as well. You know what I'm saying? It's one of my favorite tracks off this album. It's one of my favorite tracks off this album and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? Just giving the Lord his thanks and whatnot. So I like it.
It had like an eerie melody, and you had this like the synthesizers, the guitars on it, the nice beat. Definitely enjoyed this one.
I agree. Track number 9, Betray My Heart. Very, very, very dope song in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? This is a more of like an acoustic guitar, very melody and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? What I got for this song was like him talking about somebody that he cared about and shit like that, and just saying that he'll always be there. He'll always be there for her and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Very, very dope track. I love this song.
But at the same time, it felt like he was singing about protecting his own heart and not like leaving a situation when he knows it's not good for him. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that's
Yeah, he
like
definitely was
when,
explaining about that.
right, like when you hear the title "Betray My Heart," it's like if you care about yourself and you know what's good for yourself, you got to leave that situation alone when you know that it's bad for you for your heart. You know what I'm saying? So I liked it. I think it was real jazzy. Had like a real like old school like cabaret type of sound to it. You know, definitely like
Right.
the bass line and the horns and the beat. It's a different sound. It was a different type of sound for this song. I thought it was good.
Yeah, very different from D'Angelo.
Yeah.
Track number 10, The Door. Again, another cool song where he's talking about like relationships, overcoming bad relationships, stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? I liked it. I love when he keeps saying, "Don't lock yourself out that door." No, no, don't lock yourself out that door. I love when he keeps saying those lines and stuff like that too. So this is a pretty dope joint.
This one I didn't like. It felt like it sounded like some like old time slavery country type of shit. Like with the whistling and it felt like one of them like slavery hymns and shit.
Yeah,
You
spirituals and
know,
shit. Yeah,
yeah, one of them like spirituals or what the Negro spirituals, and I was like, nah, I ain't like this.
yeah, I feel you on that. Track number 11, Back to the Future Part 2. Um, pretty cool song. With this song right here is like saying, how he don't like to get high from drugs or alcohol. He just pretty much has his own how can I put this? He has like his own like alternate way of like having that inner high and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is a very not as good as part 1, but I still liked it.
Did we really need a sequel though? I don't feel like we needed a sequel to this. You know what I'm saying? I felt like part 1 was just good on its own, and then when I hear part 2, I'm like, we didn't need a sequel. To this. You know what I'm saying? Like there's artists that they do sequels to songs, and the sequel's not really needed. It's like they try to tell like a epic story, but they could have just told that epic story in one track instead. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like when Busta Rhymes did that with the was it things we be getting for money
Yeah.
on that was on the when Disaster Strikes album, and I felt like we only needed one part for that song, Buster. We didn't need like two other parts. We tried to make that like a real epic story, then it really didn't have to be. You know what I'm saying? But I think I prefer part one instead.
I feel you on that. All right. And the last track we got is Another Life. Again, a nice way to end off the album, if you ask me. You know what I'm saying? Love again the melody and the beat, very soulful and funky and stuff like that too. You know what I'm saying? One of my favorite tracks off this album, to be real with you, and stuff like that too. So I like it.
Yeah, this was a great way to end the album. You know, a 6 minute track. It was real soulful, great singing by D'Angelo. He killed it with his falsetto. You had the pianos and the guitars. It was melodic. Definitely a great track. So I enjoyed it.
Yes. All right. And that's pretty much everything off this album. Overall, this is actually a very dope album in my personal opinion. I pretty much say this is a you can say this is a classic album in my personal opinion and shit too. You know what I'm saying? Very, 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 very dope. Very, very, very dope album. I personally feel like he updated his sound. I won't really say updated his sound to say the least, but at the same time, he pretty much like did things his own way, if that makes sense. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely, definitely, definitely feel like this album highly recommended, especially when you try to get into D'Angelo. Like if you want to start with this one and stuff like that, I would not be mad. 5 out of 5 for me.
This was a great album. Again, it's like always a great blend of. I love how D'Angelo can incorporate different genres in his music. You know, a great blend of jazz and real R&B and rock and hip hop and soul. Great production, great singing as always by D'Angelo. Um, a lot of great songs on here. Another Life and Really Love, Sugar Daddy, Ain't That Easy, The Charade. I'm gonna give it 4.5, but his three albums are all great. He don't have a whack album at all, and maybe him not rushing a project and taking his time with it, and it'll come out when it come out. That's perfect. Make people wait for you and not rush up, something out there just to be out there.
Right.
But I think it's a dope album, so I'm definitely giving it a 4.5, and it is the best R&B album of 2014. 2014 wasn't a great year for R&B. There's a lot of bad albums, mediocre shit. But he had clearly had the best album of that year. I loved like I said, Chris Brown's album X was good. You know, Tony Braxton and Babyface, the album was good.
I
Even
love that
August
one.
Alsina. I don't know how many how people feel about August Alsina. I thought August Alsina had a good first album, but clearly D'Angelo had the best album of that year. So
Yes, yes. All righty. So that's what we got to say about D'Angelo. I'm probably staying off for another 10,
when
15
did when
minutes and
did hold
shit.
on, when did Eminem do a Stand Part Two? Because I missed that.
That was a Marshall Mathers 2.
What was the name of that song?
Yeah, Marshall Mathers 2, he did it.
No, what was the
I think
name?
it was
I
called
have
like
Marshall Mathers too.
Bad
I
Guy,
didn't
something
hear
like
no Stand sequel on it. What was the name of the song?
I think it was called like Bad Guy, something like that. It's been a while since I heard the album.
I didn't even know he did part two.
I didn't know it either. That's news to me because he damn sure didn't name it Stand Part Two.
Right.
What did you think of "Fuck the Police" Part 2 from NWA?
What album that was on?
100 Miles and Running EP.
I don't even remember that song. You don't need no part two for that. Part one is classic and the way it is. Why you need a sequel for that? What more are you gonna say on the sequel anyway?
It was actually pretty good. I'm not gonna hold you, but they
Part one is
named
the
it
best.
"Surprise Part 2."
You don't need a sequel for that. Now if they want to do like an updated version, like for now, and include like all the bullshit that the cops have done to us in the past 20 years, that's different. But they don't need no sequel for that. That part one is a classic.
Mm. Samson, my Eminem is 99 to 2002. Can't argue with that.
Even Eminem past 2002, like he was still great, but he was just putting out some bullshit.
Yeah, I feel like 99 through 2002 is, I think, probably his. I think he was on a hot streak though, but
Oh yeah, for sure.
yeah, even some stuff past that, it's good, but now Eminem now
Mm,
I don't know, I'm not so sure.
yeah,
But yet again, I haven't listened to all of his new stuff, so
it is not the same. That's all I can tell you.
yeah.
Why didn't he just name the song "Stand Part 2"? Why did he name it a different title? Because that's why I didn't even know it was the sequel. Cause I'm like, yo, I got the album, and I don't remember hearing no "Stand Part 2" on it.
Because with this one, it was the perspective of Stam's younger brother.
Oh, okay. He could have still just named it "Stand Part 2" Bad Guy or some shit. You know. And even with that one, it was okay. It wasn't no great song. Again, you don't need a part two to that. Or get a better beat. That wasn't one of the standout tracks on that album.
Even Slaughterhouse second album was not that. I didn't feel like the first one was the greatest thing ever, to be real with you, but I'm keeping my mouth shut on that.
Really? You
I
thought
mean, I
Slaughterhouse
liked
was
it, but
good?
I don't like it. You said what?
Slaughterhouse? I didn't really care for the albums like that.
Yeah, like the first one was decent, but the second one, they could have just
They
kept that.
they all have done better on their own solo. They've done better albums solo, each one of them, compared to being in a group like Slaughterhouse.
I agree.
But they could have had superior production from anybody. Why is it easier for Voice the 5'9" to do a whole two albums with Primo, but you don't get Primo on Slaughterhouse? Or Crooked Eye do a whole album with Static Selector. Static Selector ain't on none of the Slaughterhouse albums. You know what I'm saying? So they've done better solo than being in the group. That's why I never cared for those Slaughterhouse albums.
Y'all gonna see the Whitney Houston biopic next week?
I ain't going to see it.
Not
If it's on
interested.
streaming, I'll watch it. If not, I'll just wait. I'm not going to see it. I didn't even know it was coming out, and I don't know the actress that's playing Whitney. I've never seen her in shit.
You said what?
The actress that's playing Whitney, I've never seen her in anything.
Yeah, I never seen it either like that.
Same. What's that movie called? Dance with Somebody or something like that?
I want to dance with
Yeah,
somebody. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll wait till it come out on cable. I'm
yeah.
straight.
I'll probably seen it on bootleg Fire Stick.
Try. I don't know. When it comes to biopics for me, like I'm very particular. I'm very particular. Like if it don't look appealing, I'm not even gonna bother seeing it.
Right. They already got an issue with the guy playing Bobby Brown in the movie.
Wow.
Who?
The guy that's playing Bobby Brown in the film. Like I've heard people commenting on that already.
Wow.
Well, they might even see his ass. They tried not to mention Bobby Brown in the trailer like that.
That Bobby will forever be linked to Whitney. They have a kid together. You know what I'm saying? That's always gonna be part of her life,
Facts.
whether people like it or not. That will always be part of her. The same way Morris Day and the Time will always be linked to Prince. That will always be Bobby will always be a part of her life.
Facts.
I was going to say something too. Oh, Keisha Cole also has a biopic next year.
Keisha Cole,
What?
where? Are you serious?
Lifetime.
On what channel? Lifetime?
Yeah, and guess
I'll
who's
watch it.
playing? Who's her mama?
Who?
Debbie Morgan.
What?
Who?
Who?
Debbie Morgan.
Who the hell is
Oh,
Debbie
from
Morgan?
all my children,
Oh wow.
right?
Oh, the one that
Yeah,
played
all my
Angie.
children.
Yeah,
Wow.
Angie.
Yeah,
She's playing what was Frankie?
yeah. And I feel like that's kind of disrespectful because Debbie Morgan actually look good and shit. But I want to keep my mouth shut on that.
Oh man, I'm not watching that anyway. So
I want to see. I want to see this. Who's going to play Keish now? Because
Oh Lord.
honestly, I might just watch it for
that's
entertainment.
crazy.
For real with you.
Lifetime just give anybody a biopic. That's clear to see.
Right.
Reg, your anniversary is next year. They're gonna give you a biopic.
Uh,
You know, 10-year
shit,
anniversary for on YouTube and shit. Let's give Reg a biopic. Who would you get? Who would you get to cast as yourself? Who would you pick?
not a damn body. I'm gonna play myself.
Oh, you gonna play the your own biopic?
Not a damn body.
Man.
Oh,
I
man.
got one. How about we get the guy that played Bobby Brown from the New Edition story to play you?
Wow.
I mean, he's a good actor. I'm not gonna lie. He's a good actor.
Mm-hmm. The guy that plays Kane on Power Book 2. Get about your complexion, you know.
Also, the Best Man final chapters come on next week too on Peacock.
Now that I want to see. That looks good.
Mm.
That
I'm
looks
gonna give
good.
it 2 episodes. If it's whack, I ain't gonna say fuck it.
I mean, for a whole season, it would have to be good, right? I don't think they're gonna greenlight some bullshit,
You never know.
you know. Especially if they wanted to come back for a season 2, it would have to be like really good. Give us a cliffhanger or something.
Did you hear that was that's gonna be Terrence Howard's last role?
Yeah,
He said that about Empire.
that's what you said.
Yeah, he said Empire was his last role and shit. These niggas ain't going nowhere.
But
Better vocalist, Elder Barge or Marvin Gaye? Marvin, man.
I like El Moore, but I don't know. That's two legends. I don't think you can go wrong with either.
I'm gonna have to go with Marvin Gaye on that one.
I thought you were gonna say Marvin or Lionel Richie for a minute after the story I told last time. Better album cover, Tina Marie's Wild and Peaceful or Earth, Wind and Fire's All in All? Earth, Wind and Fire's All in All.
All in all was great. All of the album covers were great. They were just on some futuristic shit back then.
Facts. I love the Spirit album cover.
Yeah, that one was dope too. I think they knew more than the government did about UFOs, just based on their album covers. You know, some of that shit you look at, I'm like, yo, this ain't in no astrology book, yo. Wait, like how they come up with that?
Right. They're still working on the Marvin Gaye biopic. I think Dr. Dre's gonna be behind that.
Who's playing Marvin though? Cause they had the guy from Law and Order that was supposed to play him, and they had
Jesse L.
Usher.
Martin.
Huh?
Jesse L. Martin
Right.
from Law and Order.
Right. He was supposed to play him. They had Usher, and
Usher.
now I don't know who's playing him.
Usher.
Yeah, they had Usher. He was supposed to play Marvin Gaye.
Oh
then,
hell no.
That was years ago. I don't know what happened with that.
Hell no.
I don't know. Like I don't know. That's like the same for like that Richard Pryor biopic that even that one's on a standstill because they was gonna get Mike Epps to play him, but yeah, but I don't with that. That's still like I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with the script, or they can come up with the agreement or whatever. I don't know.
Do you think maybe that they looked at Mike Epps like he's not the one for the role?
It's a possibility because I'm gonna be honest with you. I think in my opinion, I think he's wrong for the role. I think if I would have to go with Marlon Wayans. I think he would have been a better choice. And I'm gonna tell you, I'm gonna tell you why. Only because there's a audition thing on YouTube, and he auditioned for Richard Pryor, and I'm not gonna lie, he almost nailed it to the T. I'm not gonna hold you.
Hold up, Sam said he want Ludacris to play Richard Pryor. Are you nuts?
Oh hell nah,
Ludacris?
no,
Ludacris, Christopher Bridges. You don't want Ludacris playing Richard Pryor.
That would have been ludicrous if he played him. No,
no, that would have been an awful choice.
No.
Damn.
Are we talking about Ludacris, Southern Hospitality, Move Bitch? That same Ludacris? No, you don't want him playing Richard Pryor. Trust me, he's not a great actor. He's related to Richard. Just because he's related to him, don't mean he got to play his role. What that got to do with anything? He's related to him, so.
Well, Richard Pryor, wasn't he tall?
How was he related to him anyway? This nigga Ludacris related to everybody. He related to Monica. He related to Lala. How was he and Richard Pryor related?
Must be an interesting family reunion.
I don't get that. I never heard of him being related to Richard Pryor.
What's next? He gonna be related to Issa Rae? Let me stop.
Right.
Let me stop. I'll stop.
He related to Obama.
Uh,
Wait, shit. They wanted Tyrese to play Teddy Pendergrass. He don't look nothing like Teddy Pendergrass.
Thank God that didn't go through.
but
You know, that could be worse.
speaking
What
of
more do you want from me?
Speaking of Tyrese, so I saw him in this movie. It's called The System. And him and Terrence Howard in this movie.
Mhm.
So the whole premise of the movie is that so basically Tyrese is scared to like his daughter is in the hospital, and he got arrested. Tyrese got arrested, so he has to. I guess like he was working for like the FBI. Well, not working for the FBI, but I, I don't know. It's one of those like movies that like you one of them fighting prison movies,
Right.
kind of like Lockup with Sylvester Stallone,
Hmm.
kind of like that. If you want to laugh, watch that movie.
Yeah, he don't pick good choices when it comes to films.
What's the movie called, Mike?
Um, The System.
All right.
Yeah, if you want to laugh, watch that one.
Oh, this movie poster.
Yeah, yeah,
I've never seen it.
Lil Yachty? Lil Yachty's in this movie? Oh, hell
yeah,
no.
Lil
I'm definitely not
Yachty.
watching it.
Yeah, no, Lil Yachty. He was horrible.
Oh Lord.
He was terrible. He shouldn't. Luckily, he didn't have many parts in the movie, but
Thank God.
still, every time he spoke, like, he just it just irks me.
It's not
Then Jeremy Piven's in that one too.
If a Luther biopic came out, who would you want to play Luther? Who could play Luther? Well, are we the actor would have to be both play Luther in the skinny and fat era of him. I would think.
Facts.
Who could do that though?
I have no idea.
Eddie Murphy? But see, Eddie can't sing.
Mm,
That's the thing.
But
What about your boy Marshall Ali?
nah.
No,
nah.
I don't know. Who could play Luther? That's a good question. What about Sterling K. Brown?
Who?
Sterling K. Brown?
Eh, he's a good actor. I think he's
Yeah,
underrated.
he is. I don't know. They would probably have to wear a fat suit though.
Facts.
T.I. Pryor.
Fuck no. T.I. can't act either.
But
No. ATL was his best film. I don't like nothing else he was in.
yeah, he was alright in that.
Yeah, he played it safe. They gave him a nice safe role to do.
Right.
No. Safe ball.
Yeah, he didn't have to do too much. Donna Summer movie I heard about. I think they picked Kelly for that. Did they pick Kelly for that or no?
Darren talks about Kelly.
They talks about it. Can she pull that off though? As Donna Summer?
That's my question.
She has the look, but can she sing like Donna Summer? Well, she's not gonna be singing her own shit anyway. I'm assuming they're gonna use the Donna Summer music.
Mm.
I think. Can she act? I haven't seen too much movies with Kelly in it, so I don't know.
Mm.
Remember, she got killed in Freddy versus Jason, and people were mad about that.
Did she?
Yeah,
Wow.
she got killed in there. Spoiler
Wow.
alert! If you haven't seen it, Mike.
Yeah, I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
I don't,
she
I'm,
got Jason killed her.
wow.
Oh wow.
And they still talking about that, like, oh, she was done dirty. I'm like, are y'all serious? It's a horror film.
Right.
You don't get Oscars for horror films.
Facts.
Yo, Mike, I found the movie.
Oh Lord. Yep. You want a good laugh? Watch it.
Yeah, it's all good. I'm
Lord.
actually about to end up this. I'm actually about to end
That,
up
that
this
ain't on
video
Tubi.
soon.
That's not on Tubi.
Hell no.
No. Mm-mm. Hell no.
Y'all act like y'all act like Tubi don't carry hood shit on there. They got like some of the most like terrible hood films on Tubi.
Sure do. They got
There was this
terrible
one movie I saw.
period.
They got one movie I saw called Motor Booty, which was so bad.
Oh
What?
no.
What Motor Booty?
With Brian Hooks and shit was in it. Sticky Fingers was in it too.
Bro, terrible. They got some classic shit now, but a lot of their shit on Tubi is trash.
A lot of shit I never even heard of.
You gotta search for the good shit. If you know your movies, you gotta search, like literally search and type in what you're looking for because they ain't gonna have it on the menu.
Facts.
I like the Andre Jimi Hendrix film. The only messed up thing was he couldn't use the actual music from Jimi Hendrix's estate. But he looked the part, but they didn't go deep within his life. It was like some was he messing with his like assistant or something like that?
Who?
Jimmy.
Jimi Hendrix?
Yeah.
I
Or his
haven't
tour
heard of
manager.
that.
It had something to do with like some white chick that was like his tour manager or something he was sleeping with, and he was like doing drugs with, but they didn't go deep into like up until his death and all that. So it felt like
Oh wow.
incomplete.
I've yet to see that Jimi Hendrix Wood Harris movie.
I never saw that.
I think that's on Prime too, if I'm not mistaken.
Is it?
I think, yeah.
Is he actually using the Jimi Hendrix music?
Yeah,
Oh
from
wow.
what I remember.
Any given Sunday. Was that a classic to you all?
No, not really.
That shit didn't even feel. It didn't
I
feel
mean,
professional. It felt like they were playing like arena football. I'm like, this ain't no NFL shit. It didn't feel like a authentic NFL film.
The only best part in that movie is that Jamie Foxx and LL Cool J fight. That was
Right. That's the part that people remember, that they had the big fight on
right.
set.
I mean, Al Pacino, he was good in that. He was good, but it's just, me personally, I wouldn't like go out and like own it. That's one of
Right.
the few movies I probably wouldn't. If it comes on TV, I'll watch it, I guess, but I wouldn't sit there and like watch the whole thing.
That shit to me, I'm looking at it. I'm like, this is arena football they playing. It did not look professional. You didn't see
No,
no professional NFL plays in it. And, you know what I mean? Like,
too
come on.
Hollywood.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
Hollywood.
I was gonna say congratulations on Top Gun Maverick getting a Golden Globe nomination for Best
That's
Picture.
great. That's great. Great movie. Best film of the year, in my opinion. Lawrence Taylor was in it. I don't even remember that.
Lawrence Taylor was where?
He was in Any Given Sunday. Well, he had to get a paycheck at that point, you know, for his doping habit. So, yeah, and I love Lawrence Taylor, but he had a serious cocaine problem back then. Dreamgirls was good. That was a good film.
Yeah, Dreamgirls was very good.
Yeah, that was
I need
good.
to I need to watch the whole thing.
But yeah, I'm actually gonna end this video off right here and stuff like that. Got a couple of things I gotta handle. But this has been pretty fun. It's been fucking pretty fun as hell.
Yeah.
In case you guys are just tuning in or you came in a little late, we talked about D'Angelo's recent album. I'm not gonna say his final album yet. Black Messiah. You can the album is still available in stores right now. So make sure y'all go cop that, show support,
I
do all
think
that shit.
I think D'Angelo will drop an album in 2024.
You think so?
Yeah, because that came out in 2014. 2024 will be the 10th anniversary. I think if we don't get an album by then I don't know. But by 2024, I think we'll get some new D'Angelo music.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Yeah, man, definitely hopefully that. So tomorrow at 11, we're gonna go to the rock side of things. We're gonna talk about the four non-blondes with their only album from '92, Bigger, Better, Faster, More, and shit too. So we can't wait to talk about that. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. You know what I'm saying? What?
The album. I never heard the album. I know the song from the album, but I never heard the entire album.
Oh, actually, I thought you did hear the entire album.
No, I know the group. I know Linda Perry. You know, she's a big producer and songwriter, and gave a lot of hits for Pink and Christina Aguilera. I know her, and I know the song, but the actual album I don't know. So hopefully it's good, because this could be a good review or a bad review.
Right. Yeah, I definitely feel you about that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because I actually thought that you did hear the album before, but hey, it's always it won't hurt to hear new things and shit.
Right.
So appreciate y'all for dropping by. Appreciate this mic as usual. I'm gonna do a few more shit before I crash for the night because I've been tired since I got home and whatnot. Thank God I'm off till Tuesday because I may sleep in a little bit. But yeah, man. Hope y'all have a good night. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace.
All right. Peace, Mike.
Peace, Try. Peace, Rich. Peace out.
Peace.